Hello students, this is our guide to Spanish ab initio paper 1. This is the writing paper, a 1-hour test where you have to write 2 mandatory papers. It's worth 25% of your final grade. And ab initio means from the beginning. So it's a course designed to help for students who just started learning Spanish from scratch. The examiners know that you're a beginner. They're not expecting perfect Spanish without any mistakes, but they're expecting certain things, and if you prepare properly, you can score very well on this paper.
So in terms of the structure, you're going to have to encounter section A and B, where task A is typically a personal text type, like an email to a friend, a diary entry, or a message to a host family. And task B is likely going to be a more professional or public text type. And for example, like a magazine article, a blog post, or a poster description. And each task gives you bullet points telling you exactly what you have to include. The most difficult bullet points are the ones that ask you to write in different verb tenses, so make sure you know those. And the rest is really quite easy comparably compared to the rest, like incorporating specific facts. And each task is worth 15 marks, so you must do both, and there is no choice here.
The marking criteria for each task is the following. First, they look at language. They look at your grammar accuracy, vocabulary range, and the variety of the sentence structures. The second is the message, which covers whether you addressed all the bullet points and whether your ideas are relevant to the question. And conceptual understanding checks whether you use the correct text type format, the appropriate register, and whether you showed awareness of your audience.
Now we move on to our tips for students. And my tip for students is to learn a lot of vocab. You do not need to know all of the words, but it's very helpful if you have the vocabulary to say what you want to say. This you can do by practicing on Quizlet, practicing on Duolingo, and even just learning a few common phrases. So when time comes, you know what to incorporate. It can also be helpful to specifically search out um, common phrases from Spain or from different areas so that you can sound even more native.
You also have to familiarize yourself whether the text is formal or informal, and the study strategy number 3, therefore, is to learn text type conventions for every common text type. For an informal email, you're going to have to incorporate a greeting and an appropriate closing line. And for more formal letters, you need, for example, estimado or estimada. And for a formal closing, this is the usted form.
And the last strategy is to master basic grammar structures, as you don't need advanced grammar for this course, and you need just the basics to perform well. For example, the present tense was regular and common irregular verbs. Past tense and at least the pretérito perfecto. The future tense was the ir a plus infinitive construction for talking about plans, and the difference between ser and star verbs, and basic adjective agreement. These should be so well practiced that you don't have to think about them during the exam. And if you're still unsure about whether it's soy or estoy, you need more practice before exam. So this was our guide to Spanish paper 1 ab initio course. Un abrazo, adios.